been far too windy to spray today and actually finish the last field of fertiliser. The fertiliser is still at the spreader. Olivia's made an intro. So that was the intro she made. Andrew has filled the spreader yesterday, went to the field and it was far too windy, so he had to give up and he wasn't able to spread. I've had a bit of running around to do today, so we're going to go and I've not really done any work in particular. Olivia's playing on an electric scooter. I'm going to go and look at some wheat. We're going to go and look at the beans and we're going to look at some spring wheat as well that's coming up, and you'll see the difference in height between the two. The two different varieties of spring wheat. The sun's completely in the camera, isn't it, today? Because it's getting on in the day. So this wheat we're going to look at now is what we call winter wheat at the back of the yard. So we'll go over and we'll see how tall it is and how advanced it is and see if we can count how many tillers it's got. And then we'll go over to the spring wheat. It's got a lot of catching up to do. So this is the winter wheat. It's kind of a good 18 inches tall. And if you find one of the plants, we'll try and count the tillers at the bottom. I don't really want to pull it out. It's a nice one, that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm guessing it's got around 20 tillers. It's two quite close together. That can't be right. Hold on. We can't decide, but anyway, I'm going to get one here and we're going to split it open and we're going to see if there's anything inside it that starts to resemble a grain site. So if Olivia takes the camera.
Ow.
Is it filming this bit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's see. Should use a Stanley knife really and split it open, and we'll see if we can see anything. There you go, it's that tiny weenie. Looks a little bit like a caterpillar.
There we go, it's broken up now.
Yeah, so that, can you see it, yeah? Is it focusing?
Yeah.
That is going to be the wheat here in August, end of July. So it's got a lot of growing to do. It's kind of the size of my fingernail. It's got a little bit of fertiliser on it to grow. We just need the rain really to wash it in. Unfortunately, the rain that we were supposed to get this week we haven't got, so it's not washed in as quickly as we would have liked it to. We are going to put some liquid on as well, but we were putting the granule on because we can put that on with a tractor on wide tyres. When we go on to liquid, we will use the abatement on the narrow wheels, so that's the reason why we've been putting granule on now, because unless we put the fertiliser spreader on a smaller tractor with narrower wheels. But we just wanted to get on and get it done, and also it worked out cheaper. So the fertiliser that we were putting on, the urea, was costing around £1.80 for a kilogram of nitrogen. The liquid that I'll be getting will have sulphur in it, and that'll be costing me around £2.50 a kilo. So I have got some in stock from last year, which was much less, but I haven't got enough, so I'll use that up and then I'll have to buy a little bit more. So we'll go across the road now and we'll look at the spring wheat, because now you can see it in rows. So the 724 is parked up with nowhere to go, or all dressed up with nowhere to go, because it is just far too windy. Shed nice and cosy, because urea will pull moisture out of the atmosphere and make itself wet, and we don't want it going wet and solid, because it's been in there now since Friday afternoon and it's obviously now Saturday afternoon, and it'll be until tomorrow. It does look like it's going to be a lot stiller tomorrow. The other thing though as well with the weather is the moment, there is no rain forecast now for the next 2 weeks, which is slightly concerning because I can only see 2 weeks, but if it's any further then things will start to get serious, because that little seed head I showed you a minute ago, we need that to grow. So we need sunlight, we need water, and to get all of the fertilisers to grow properly. So fingers crossed that we get a little bit of rain every so often between now and the end of June really. Now this is the spring wheat, and I'm gutted that I never came to show you yesterday, because you could just see little tiny bits poking through. and now you can see it perfectly in rows. If you look that way, you can see it. Just the sun's there reflecting off the camera. But amazing stand. But look how much growing it's got to do. So it's only got sort of one leaf, 2 leaves maybe, some of them. The hat on now, it's absolutely freezing. North wind. It's got so much catching up to do to produce a seed head, but in reality, although it's only this big and the other field was what, 18 inches tall, by harvest it'll probably only be 2 weeks behind, which is pretty outstanding, to be honest. Anyway, we've got a bean field over there. We'll go and have a look at that as well while we're here. Right, if I get low enough, hopefully you can see the beans in rows. Again, the sun's just catching the camera a little bit. It's quite cobbly. We did want to roll it, but the rollers are broken and beans don't like tight soil, so we didn't bother, because by the time we were ready to go, we thought we might have knocked the spritz off them. But they look all right. They don't look, that's got a bit of, something's chewed it. Maybe a slugger and aphid, maybe. It's not too bad. So this was done with a horse drill into ground that was sumoed, and then we'll go and have a look at what it did straight into the stubble. Now it's really hard to see because of the sun, but this was straight into stubble with muck, and to be honest, they look pretty good. Better than I expected. They nearly look better than the bit next to it that was into the sumoed ground, purely because the cobbles are bumping up, hiding the plant stand. So these are here, but some are in hollows and some are in dips. But that looks really well, I think. Look better after a shower of rain. Now let's go across here. So this was, you can see better that way maybe. See them in the rows between the stubble. Nice green stripes, looks really uniform. And then this was with the Claydon drill. It's a little bit more sporadic, to be honest, but it's just because the seed depth isn't as precise with the Claydon. So in a few weeks it might look similar. You can't really see looking that way because it is so sporadic. If anything, the crows have probably been able to find them and eat them, because there's a gap there, another one there. If we go across here, this is the Claydon into sumoed ground, which was a bit looser. This then, a bit more even seed depth. So it's really hard to see actually.
There's a line
The camera doesn't really pick it up. It's going to be an interesting trial that we'll watch over the winter, over the next few months. Hope it's not too windy for you to hear me, but I'm really surprised how well the direct into stubble beans look, because people always say you should drill beans deep, and the Avatar wouldn't get them as deep as the Claydon would, but it obviously got it tight and closed around the seed to stop the crows or the pigeons or whatever that wanted to rooting down and pulling them out, whether they ate the whole bean or they ate the shoot off it. So we'll keep watching. We'll count some plant numbers in like a metre square when it gets a bit more established, and we'll see what it's like. This is today's birthday bumper, really short. Olivia's going to read it out.
Sam Robbins.
Sam Robbins, happy birthday, and if it's your birthday and you're not on there, happy birthday. So yesterday the general consensus was the Corvus should be orange. I think it was kind of 90 votes for orange and 60 something for green, which was quite surprising. Olivia's in the background. So today's quiz question, again, everyone can answer, dead easy. I've kind of not done a lot today because it's been windy. What have you done today? Has it been too windy for you? Have you just been out for the day? Did you not work weekends? What have you been up to? Let me know in the comments, and then I can read them in the morning, because I might even have a lie-in tomorrow if it's still windy, and then go spraying in the afternoon. I've not decided yet. Also, Country File is on tomorrow night, which hopefully will be from the wheat field with the sprayed off wild oats, but we'll see. So thanks for watching today, and I will see you all tomorrow. But before you go, here's a load of guest outro homemade Ukrainian flags, because there's loads of them. Thanks for everyone that sent some in.